to Erica Jackson, who said we're very pleased to have her here because she's a local company within Salford, and she set up her own business called Coffee and Monkey Mugs, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her experiences of starting up a business. So thank you very much, Erica.
Thank you. Good morning, I'm Erica and I run Coffee Monkey Mugs. So let me tell you a little bit about me before we dive in. I'm a stay-at-home mum to a lovely young boy, Gabriel. He's 3. So let me tell you a quick story. My son was poorly when he was little. He had a milk allergy and horrendous reflux. So the days and nights were extremely hard as he would wake every hour during the night due to the pain of his reflux and also due to the hunger because he couldn't keep anything down. His medicines weren't quite at the correct dose and we were in the testing stages to see what he needed. I would often find myself sat on the kitchen floor eating cookies through my tired, frustrated tears. It was this moment that I felt alone. My son had been up all night and my husband was working. I was exhausted. This is the time I used to reach for that bitter tasting swill I called coffee. Out of necessity, not because I liked it. I used to spoon sugar like it was going out of fashion into the coffee to make it bearable. I needed the coffee. I didn't want it. So this is the moment that I refer back to whenever I do anything with Coffee Monkey, mainly because this is the centre of what I want to achieve. I don't want another mum sitting on her kitchen floor on her own feeling like that. My mugs are all designed to make you smile and help you remember that the person who gifted you that mug, although not there in real life, they're there in spirit. Whether that be a picture on your mug of your demon sleep thief, or of that hilarious quote which makes you laugh till the tears run down your cheeks. So my second child, Coffee Monkey, was born on the 17th of February 2018 at around about 3 a.m. Each morning I had a ritual. I would go to the cupboard, get my favourite mug. It's got a picture of my doggies on. It's a bit faded now, I've had it a while. And I would fill that beast with coffee. Only then would I get the things done that needed to be done. My addiction started to develop along with an idea. Why not create mugs for other people like me? I googled and YouTubed my brains out till I found the answers I needed. So we started with mugs with vinyl writing stuck on. This was my first learning curve in the world of business. I didn't have the money to go out and buy all the equipment necessary to do this in-house. So I did the next logical thing. I outsourced, which meant scouring craft groups on Facebook to find someone who had the equipment that would be willing to do it for me. This is what I call the beta testing period of Coffee Monkey. And although these were great, they weren't perfect. So this is a sample of one of the first mugs I ever made. So I again went back to good old Google and found out how to make dishwasher safe designs. By this point, I had made a small amount of money, so I took a gamble and invested in a machine that would allow me to make dishwasher safe mugs. These were launched in June 2018 and my mugs have taken on a world of their own. However, that's not to say they literally took off overnight by themselves. I wish. The truth is, the actual making of the mugs turned out to be the easy, although frustrating at times, part. There's no point in having the best mugs in the world. This is the ones I make now, dishwasher safe ones. If nobody has any idea they exist. So in true 21st century fashion, I hit social media hard. Craft groups, networking groups, my own page on Facebook, getting family members to share my content to get it seen. Now bear in mind, I'm not from a business background. I had no idea how this was supposed to work and I'm still learning, but there is a wealth of knowledge on the internet, some of it free, some of it not so much. But all of it helps to nudge you in the right direction. actual mugs. They are cheeky, they are aimed at mums, and some of them are downright rude. My whole emphasis, above all else, is to bring a cheeky smile to people who sometimes feel the world has gotten that little bit too tough. So I've done the mugs, now people knew who I was. What would be the next logical step? Someone once said to me, why are you selling the cocaine bags and not selling the cocaine? Now before anyone makes any assumptions, this is an analogy for my mugs, I am not Walter White at the weekend. So in November 2018, I met with a lovely lady from a coffee roastery who picked me out of 500 candidates to get my own brand of coffee. This was a bit of divine intervention, as the lady in question sent me an email that was meant for somebody else. However, I didn't let that stop me. And I rang the lady to tell her of her mix-up. We then got into a conversation about Coffee Monkey, and I was invited in to have a chat and a taste of her delicious coffee. This led on to me being pitched to the bosses and eventually picked to receive my very own blend. This was then launched in January this year. As I was already known for my mugs, the first batch of coffee was sold out in the first 3 months of launching. My brand was now split into two. Chaos Fuel, which is aptly named due to it being fuel for the chaos that your sleep thieves bring. And Nighttime Peace, for those long nights where you are craving coffee but you also want to sleep. Both of these coffees are ground for a cafetiere or a filter machine. So in the wee hours of the morning, you can boil that kettle, set up your cafetiere, and have that 5 minutes of peace whilst you're trying to rock your demon sleep thief back off to the land of Nod. Recently, my Chaos Fuel has gone against a leading brand of takeaway coffee in a blind taste test and won. Bear with me for this bit.
Coffee thing, I had a small disaster because I ripped Coffee Monkey open. A little bit too harsh, but it's held good, it's gone in, ready to test. Okay, I drink that one.
Much nicer.
You prefer that one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
One of those is International Household Brand Coffee. One of them is Coffee Monkey. You chose Coffee Monkey.
Definitely the nicer one.
Right. This isn't a setup.
No.
Cool. Okay, well.
Prefer that one.
That is Coffee Monkey. The other one is multi-billion-dollar world brand.
That's a lot smoother. Nicer tasting than that one.
Thank you.
Okay.
Lee, get in here. You can do it as well. Cup number 2, please. You want it in, you brought your own cups. That's not how it works. Oh, you've got cups. Which one's better, Lee?
Prefer this one.
That is Coffee Monkey.
It's amazing stuff. Brilliant.
Okay. Which one is nicer?
The first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You chose the household name coffee brand.
Oh.
Get out, don't you? You do not like coffee, is that correct?
That is correct.
You do not drink coffee.
I do not drink coffee.
Please taste the first mug.
I will taste that first one.
You. Please taste the second one. Which do you hate the least?
That one.
That is Coffee Monkey. I'll go be sick.
That's all three.
Go for it. Great mouth noises.
It's like mine tasting that one.
Just spit on the floor. You prefer that one? You've chosen the non-international Little Hulton Maid Coffee Monkey.
Well,
You have.
well
done.
Bit mild that.
Mmm.
So as you can see, 5 people out of 6 chose my coffee above the high street brand and definitely did a happy dance that day. This then led on to my subscription boxes that were launched in March this year, and everything has come together nicely. So a year in, I had my own website, 2 brands of coffee and a living room full of mugs. I hadn't a clue about website design or anything to do with the web, but I learned everything I could about SEO, and we got started on making my very first site. This ran quite well, but was very basic in terms of what I needed. I outgrew this site very quickly. It wasn't moving with my company as I thought it should, so I looked into other website providers and found Shopify. My friend rated Shopify highly, so I thought I would have a quick look, and by the end of the day, I created a new site that ran faster, had better SEO and looked more professional. I'm now very happy with my website, and I love the layout and how easy it is to navigate through it. There's still a lot to do with it, and it needs tweaking every few weeks with new products, but it's a dream. My blog came about with my first website. Blogs are great tools to have in your arsenal when owning a website. They help your SEO, plus they are fun to do. I have never been a big writer, and all of my blogs, descriptions and copy go through rigorous testing before it is put wherever it needs to go. However, I have found blogging really good for the soul. I try and blog every 1 to 2 weeks, usually about mum stuff or funny things that have happened. It is great because your customer gets to know you through your blogs, and they start the know, like and trust that every business is based on. So not only now do I have my huge range of mugs and coffee, I also do other things. I create cuddly monkeys. Aren't they sweet? Suitable for newborns up to 100 years old. Everybody loves my monkeys. Now last year around September time, I put in for a council grant for a new piece of equipment. I had big ideas back then, ready for Christmas. I got the grant and then started to put in more stop lines. I did a t-shirt for my son. I did Christmas Eve and Halloween plates, and I increased my range of mugs. I now have the biggest range of mugs I have seen from businesses like mine. Now my friend Trina always reminds me that I'm a stroppy cow. The plates were the bane of my life, hence why they are not coming back this year. I was full of the joys, and I created mock-up after mock-up after mock-up. And I gained a fair few orders off the back of these. However, when the plates arrived, they came in packs of 10. I couldn't wait to get started. After the first 10 went horribly wrong, I broke down. The tears just wouldn't stop. I gave myself anxiety about these damn plates, and I was even dreaming about them when I went to bed at night. So I bought another 10, refusing to give up. I finally got them down and they were selling quite well, but every time I had to heat a plate, I would ring Trina in tears for her to calm me down. It's safe to say I do not advertise my plates anymore, and I will never do them again, as Christmas last year consisted of me sitting there on the floor, stuffing my face with Christmas chocolate, trying to get the plates done. So the moral of this story is just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And yes, all the plates that went wrong were very satisfactorily thrown in the bin. I enjoyed that bit far too much. So it's not all monkeys and butterflies. I can honestly tell you it hasn't all been plain sailing. Owning a business is like riding a roller coaster. Some days you're up high, others you're at the bottom of the track. I really struggle taking constructive criticism. Just ask Howell Evans, my advisor. It's something I have to work on, and I need to keep telling myself I cannot please everyone all of the time. However, some of the lows really do teach you a lesson. I went into a collaboration with a friend of mine. I won't tell you what she made, but there were talks of going forward and of how much a big seller it would be. So the talk of the collaboration died down for a few weeks, and then I learned a very valuable lesson. She went off to form another collaboration with another crafter, and I eventually looked on their new page to find that some of my designs had been copied. Now the lesson I learned from this was to take everything people say at face value and with a hefty pinch of salt, and don't let out too many of your secrets. I have a small percentage of business people that I trust, and that is the way it will stay from now on. I also learned that being copied is the highest form of compliment. I must be doing something right if they're stealing my ideas. So I'll be honest with you, there is a lot of conflicting and confusing advice out there on the World Wide Web. Sometimes it's overwhelming to choose what you need to do. I've spent a lot of hours with Howell Evans and Eric McBean from 4Viva. Plus I've spent time with so-called gurus on the internet. The best advice I can give you all today, if you are thinking of setting up your own business or have a business that you want to take forward, is to research the gurus on the internet, follow them and cherry pick what advice you want to take. Sounds easy, that, doesn't it? I've spent hours upon hours chasing my tail, trying to do everything I've been told to do. This is not the way to conduct business. I was once told that I needed to have 7 touch points, which sounds like a lot, but if you break it down, it really isn't. So at the moment, I have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, Twitter, Pinterest, a website, an email list, YouTube, and Artisan, which is a selling platform. So that's 8 touch points, and I have had to learn and keep on top of. That's a lot of hard work and a lot of man hours. But with scheduling apps such as Plan for Instagram and Buffer for Twitter and Facebook, it has become a lot easier to manage. So what I do is I focus on one platform at a time. Whether that's Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, newsletter lists or selling sites, and work your butt off to learn everything you can on that one platform. There is a ton of free advice out there that you can get your hands on. Once you feel you have one of them sussed, you can move on to the next. Don't be afraid to ask for advice, but don't get yourself overwhelmed. It's so easy to try and put everything into practice, but you'll burn yourselves out. Eric and Howell from 4Viva do help immensely, and they will listen and sometimes kick your butt if they think you need it. There are plenty of groups you can get free advice from. Every sector is different, so you need to search for the right ones for you. Enter the competitions, even if you think it's not right for you. I did a competition recently that was mainly focused on VA assistants and online copywriters, but I stuck it out and I learned a lot. I've also entered some competitions and won, so you never know. At the end of the day, you get out of it what you put in. So, I have won Queen of Smooth Coffee, Twitter Sisters for Speed Networking, and a Creative Business Award. I didn't know these things existed. A lady I worked with mentioned it and I entered and I won. I am now a multi-award winning business. I've also won a competition to get myself on the radio twice. Do not be afraid to ask for advice if you are stuck. That's one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn. There have been many times so far on this coffee monkey journey where I've been stuck, frustrated and just downright ready to give in. But that is the time that I have asked people for advice. It normally takes one other person to see what you can't. So whether it's a trusted friend or a family member, ask them, sit down, preferably with a mug of coffee, and ask them to cast an eye on what you're doing and where you can go from here. Most importantly, give yourself a break. I cannot stress this one enough. As business owners, most of the time, we stress ourselves out over the smallest of things, and we work all the hours God sends to try and make more money. One day a week, you need to step away and just give yourself A, time to think, and B, recover. I'm not in any way saying that running a business is easy. Hell, I'm not making thousands yet. And lots of work needs to be put in. The way you get your name and brand out there is up to you. There are paid ads on Google, Facebook, and Instagram. There is free networking that you can join. There's leaflet drops and face-to-face networking events just like this one. But one thing you have to be is consistent. Now, I'm probably telling you to suck eggs right now, but it's one way businesses fall down is by thinking, if you build it, they will come. That is not the case. Yes, your SEO might be spot on your website, your page might have 1k plus viewers, but if you don't show up daily and do the thing, then those people will lose interest. Don't be afraid to get yourself out there and be yourself. People buy from people, and that's a fact. So put your personality into your brand and engage with people. It takes a lot of time, and by golly, I'm not perfect, but I will work at it till I am. Take the criticism. There are 7.2 billion people on the planet. You can't please them all. There are other ways of getting your personality into your brand. Me and my husband are a little bit mad. We love Halloween, and last year I had the bright idea of doing a Halloween film. It's 5 minutes long. It's not, it's 3 minutes long. If you were watching this, you'll be one of those left. I've wrote it down so I don't forget. This is my story. It's the 77th day since the fall of the human race. I'm so scared. Can you hear me? On the first day, I'll admit, I thought it was a hoax. Is it that noise? I thought it was a hoax. I didn't believe it. But by the 5th day, I was out looting with the rest of them. Arms laden with sugar, coffee, tea, that rubbishy, dried out milk. I brought it all back. I barricaded myself in with everything that I could. Everything. A lot of the front door, a lot of the windows. They're everywhere. They are everywhere. I thought I was safe. I thought I was safe in here. I felt safe. Until today. I came downstairs. Early this morning. It was pitch black. I lit the fire. I boiled the water. Put the sugar and the milk in the tea. In the cup. And I reached for the coffee. The monsters, they'd taken it. So scared. They're everywhere. They are everywhere. The only thing that seems to scare them is my glowing dad. It's the only thing he seems scared of. It's the only one I could find. Did you see that? What's that? Get out of my house now. if you want to protect yourself this Halloween and for the fall of the human race, because these monsters are going to take over, they're going to take your coffee. You know what to do. You know what you need. You need my mugs. You need my glowing dark mugs. They are now available on my website, www.coffeemonkeymugs.co.uk. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. So yeah, we are a bit mad, but the amount of views that has had and the amount that have asked me what I'm doing this year is crazy. It is something no one else started doing at the time, and it made people remember me. This year is a secret for now, but we're doing something spectacular, so if you would like to know more, you'll have to follow my Facebook page. Future plans. For now, my future plans are to buy a coffee truck. I don't want a bricks and mortar shop where I have to stand still. I want to be able to be moving around. So a coffee truck for me is the next logical step. I can go wherever the coffee takes me. My ultimate goal is to take my little boy to Disney World in Florida for a week. And also to leave him a legacy that he can be proud of. He can look back on all the posts and all the blogs and know that this was all for him. So in summary, Coffee Monkey is doing pretty well at the moment. And if I can build my little business with £15, think what you can do with each sale. Does anyone have any questions?
The plates, what was the problem with the plates? Why
They
was
just didn't heat properly.
Right.
The connector that you got for the plate wasn't as big as the actual plate, so when you heated the plate, it was like, it was all faded, it just didn't work.
Have you thought about going on the apprentice?
I couldn't deal with them at the apprentice. Some of them are too thick. Seen them this year.
I've not watched it, but I just thought I could see you going on that. If you wanted to get your truck, how much the trucks cost?
They're about £5,000. Yeah, so they're not that expensive, but that's my working towards that goal.
Really hope you do it.
I mean, when you go on Google,
Yeah.
quite often myself, you type in what you want and you look down first. The first one that comes hit on, so you usually click on that.
Yeah.
Have you done anything that would enable you to go higher with the rankings? Because that's always very important, isn't it? Or does that cost a lot of money with Google?
It doesn't. It's all to do with your SEO on your website. Mine is still not on that first page because there are a lot of people that do coffee and mugs.
Yeah.
However, with your SEO, once you can there's ranking things that you can get on the internet, and it'll tell you where your website ranks. So it's all to do with your SEO, and then you can keep going back and checking, and then keep tweaking your website. And the more you tweak it, the more you get seen, basically.
It's about putting keywords,
Yeah.
on the back end of your website that then you can blog and Google and it links into your website and then that pushes you up.
Yeah.